Welcome along, everyone, to the final race of the season of gold. Then, and for the second time ever in gold history, we have a final championship showdown. Only twice in 13 seasons. Of course, we've had a lot of dominant champions over the years. But this is probably actually the closest championship in ALR gold history, and this is going to be a superb end to the season. Then, and I gotta say, it's good. It's absolutely pressure, hasn't it? I bet you it's been the longest week of both AC Immortal and Sam Swift Ninja's careers as an F1 driver. Well, certainly an ALR anyway. Certainly, Sam Swift Ninja has not been under this kind of pressure since he started in ALR. So very interesting stuff to see how it transpires. Before we do anything else, we have got a bit of admin to go through. Of course, on Wednesday night, of course, it was the final stages of the championship in the event league, and of course, that was won by Reflections. And let's go through the final classification from the drivers and the constructors from their point of view. It is, of course, Reflections. Of course, it was double points and also points in qualifying as well. So there's a lot of changes in the championship order, but this is the final classification then. It is Reflection won by 46 points then, which sounds like a lot, but really was. But in double points terms, it wasn't. Did Equaz qualify and let him down potentially? But Reflections has become the fourth event champion in an ALR history. Then Equaz finished second, and Legends of course finished third as well. R2 finished fourth in the end, once again showing his prowess and skill in that long event format. Kieran finished fifth. Remember, Kieran only stepped foot into the event car, but halfway through the season, so superb. Vesser, great season in sixth position with Percy and 783 points. Marsky on a 224 points. Missed the last couple of races, didn't he, Marsky? Then Stars on 116, Jin on 114, Sirius Mushev on 112. That is the top 11. Jay Hings on 86 there. 83 for Riley. I think he had a superb season. Knowlesy Skyvin then, so he missed the last couple of races on 77.71 for Kiki. Mad Max on 68. Mad Max has got some real talent, hasn't he? Hasn't been able to show it in gold then, but in the event league where he won his debut race, I think. Incredible stuff indeed in Zandvoort. Vintage on 61.58 for Camaro. Ginger Rage on 39. Nice. Sadly not 69. If only I would not have even got that far. And Liam on 12 points set. And of course, there in the Constructors' Championship, I've lost my screen, so 1 second. In the Constructors' Championship, I think because it was double points and also qualifying points as well, I think that was the most points that's ever been scored by a constructor in a single event then. And that was actually if you think about it in terms of a race situation, and 92 points were scored by Mercedes in the Abu Dhabi double points scenario, and 103 in total if you also class qualifying. That is a redonkulous amount of points there for the Mercedes team. But sadly, it wasn't enough because Haas was crowned constructors champions. I might have done it prematurely because I forgot about the points, but never mind. Haas are the constructors champions on 517 points. We have got don't be worship. We have got 444 points for Mercedes and then Kick Sauber on 328 then to complete the top three in the constructors championships. Good stuff indeed. Williams on 301. Aston Martin on 276. And they pipped Alpine to fifth position in the Constructors' Championship. Fantastic 17. I know you're all very intrigued. I certainly am. 177 points for the McLaren team. They also pipped Racing Bulls on 171 then. And Red Bull has got in front of Ferrari because Ferrari had a double DNF on Abu Dhabi, which was allowed me and Mushroom to scrape into ninth position over Jordan. I must admit, when I realised that when I was doing the standards on Friday or Thursday, I was jumping for joy. So good stuff indeed then. However, Alfred, some really good stuff from the event league. Then just going through, just basically just showing you all the final classification then from the event league after an enthralling Abu Dhabi race as well. Of course, there was a bit of confusion as well, wasn't there, with the final classification? But we took it on the just after the second to last corner, turn 15, I think it was, before the stream cut out. And then of course we luckily on my screen, I couldn't hide anything. I had 21 seconds of penalties, which meant I dropped down to 12th. And luckily for me, Hungry Stars also pitted as well, which will give me a bit of reprieve as well. So that means that Mushroom was 10th, Vintage had a 6-second penalty, which means he was 11th, and then me in 12th, and Hungry Stars in 13th position. Hello to Nosy then. Good luck, Lego Gold. Then good luck all, especially Sam Swift Ninja and Immortal. ALR Esports says Sam Swift leads the championship by 8 points from Immortal, and in tonight's finale, the championship will be decided under the lights in Yas Marina. I cannot wait. Great stuff indeed. Right, Drivers' Championship. This is what we're all here to see tonight, isn't it? 8 points separates Sam Swift Ninja and Immortal, and I think that this is the first time that Sam Swift Ninja has led the championship since the opening bow since Miami, or just before the race before Miami, because of course they were joint in the lead in the championship as well, weren't they? Sam Swift Ninja and Immortal, with 2 first places and 2 fourth places between them to start their seasons off. But now then, the Sam Swift Ninja leads the championship for the first time before going into the race in Miami. Immortal is second. Immortal has been having a wobbly in the last couple of races or so. Then he needs to pull up his socks, doesn't he? Oh my goodness gracious me. We got a couple of issues getting nameless, and then so we'll keep an eye to see what happens there. Brabbit in is nameless in there. I can't actually see. I've been waffling away. I can't see him at the moment. That's not good, is it? Shocking stuff. Maybe Knowlesy's still in Brazil, potentially. Of course, he's flown back today. We got Brabbit on in third position on 237 points there. And Flippy on 215. That is also a fight for third position in the Constructors' Championship. I don't think either... I think the drivers was probably quite nice last week, weren't they? As both drivers didn't sound overly keen on getting that third position. Both drivers are champions from the second tier in silver in ALR, so they're both championship winning drivers. I don't think would they be concerned about third position. To be honest, I reckon they're probably like Kimi Räikkönen, really, aren't they? They don't really. I don't think they really care, do they? But nevertheless, good stuff. Lucas Percy on 134 points. Van Von is on 82 points, and this is quite a low-scoring championship this season, isn't there? Interesting stuff to see actually, because Equals in a superb 7th position, and that's not his highest championship, because I think his highest championship position was season 8, or season 10, where he won the Canadian Grand Prix. 46 points out, 45 for Nameless, and that's a battle for 7th in the championship. So that's going to get very good indeed. Then once again, I don't think we've got either Mercedes on the grid, so Lights and Box are just going to drop further down the field. Savasta, brilliant stuff since he stepped into the Alpine. He's really stabilised that team after a horror show midway through the season. They started off so well, Alpine, and were challenging for the Constructors' Championship, but sadly they've lost both their full-time drivers through the season. 26 points for Cam. There we got Legends on 19, Morris on 11 points. Great score a few weeks ago for Morris, which got him out of that relegation zone. Potstuff on 6, Knowlesy on 4, very precariously close for Knowlesy. Chazza on 3, Mad Max on 2, Brooksy on 1, and Delando not getting any points, and sadly not here tonight either, so that means that Delando will not score any championship points. But hats off to him, because I got big respect for Delando for sticking with it when it's, being honest, he's probably had the worst season out of anyone, and incredibly he just stuck with it. So hats off to Delando. I tip my pay off to you, my good sir. Great stuff indeed. Constructors' Championships was wrapped up by Racing Bulls. Even though technically Racing Bulls are the same team as AlphaTauri, Toro Rosso, Minardi, and all that jazz, of course, when they change their names in ALR, I'm just going to say that's a new team, which means that Racing Bull, for the first time in their Constructors' Championship history, in their first season, they won the Constructors' Championship. That is Immortal's second Constructors' Championship, and that is Percy's third Constructors' Championship. So hats off to both those drivers. Superb stuff indeed. Kick Sauber finished second, then great to keep Racing Bulls very much of an arm's length, but unfortunately they followed the hurdle last time out in Qatar. Haas in fourth position. They're called safe, had a bit of a renaissance as well, but Haas are going to still be nervous and looking over their shoulder. Depends who's driving for the Alpine tonight, which is both drivers, and so Alpine could potentially still get that third position, but Mad Max and Savas has been doing a great job to keep Alpine afloat then. But I think that Alpine will probably be more concerned about the McLaren team, who have jumped right up to fifth position in the last couple of races or so. They've been superb, aren't they? They're now on equal points to the Alpine team. Looking good stuff indeed. Are we starting already? Goodness me, gentlemen. 128 for Red Bull. They are 90 points away from the McLaren team, so That is it. And I don't think they, and Aston Martin are too far back as well. So Red Bull are cemented their position in sixth position of the Constructors' Championship, which is better than eighth last season. So hats off to those two drivers, superb stuff indeed. Of course, by Kaz and Equals, great stuff. Both drivers, as we said at the beginning of the season, that those two drivers will get points, and they certainly have been. Sixth position for Red Bull and the constructors. Aston Martin, then they are going to be also looking over their shoulders with Ferrari. Having said that, I don't think either Ferrari driver is here tonight. Nope, they're not. So Ferrari are condemned then to eighth position at least, which means that Mercedes are also condemned to ninth position. And I'm really hoping and Williams gets both those cars because, of course, it rewards you for turning up, doesn't it? But that's just me with my fangs out. Meow. In the joint constructors, gosh, that was very icky, wasn't it? In the joint constructors, we have got this. The joint constructors is still on the cards. Goodness gracious me! This is the closest championship in season 13 out of anything that ALR has ever produced before. It's been a superlative season, really has indeed. Then 48 points separates McLaren and Racing Bulls. Then that is going to be yo-yoing around throughout the course of the week. Then if McLaren wins tonight, they won't. I think they might have a. I think they won't win it. I think they need to win. I think they need to. They can only win it earliest in silver tomorrow night. Racing Bulls are second, 48 points adrift. Then Alpine then too far back, but Alpine is only 6 points in front of the Williams car. It is only and the same with Aston Martin as well. And 713 points separate. 713 points, 6 points separates those three constructors. Juicy. Sixth position on 616 points is the Ferrari team. No score today for Ferrari, which means Kick Sauber has a chance to jump up to seventh. Haas are in eighth position. In the Haas are in eighth position. They are 26 points behind the Kick Sauber as well. They could also potentially pinch fifth position off with Ferrari drivers no showing. Ninth is the Red Bull team on 373 points there, and they're kind of in no man's land. And Mercedes are not going to be getting out of bottom, unfortunately, because they've not had enough drivers then over the course of the season to help them out of that predicament. Unfortunately, I'm not speaking on behalf of all of them, but certainly most of them there. Unfortunately, then which is a big shame indeed. That also Mercedes have also had. I think they've probably had the most wobbliest of teams out of all three divisions. In just looking at all these start stats here. Right, crazy how Sam brought his finale back. Best of luck to both drivers, says Equels. Absolutely. Here is the form book. Have I turned my stuff off? No, I haven't. Shocking. Excuse me. There we go. That's better. You want to see the lobby, don't you? There it is. Beautiful in all its glory. But yes, this is the form book coming into Abu Dhabi tonight. Since USA in COTA Circuit in America. Win, 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 win. 4 wins in a row for Sam Swift Ninja. A total of 100 points. That, and then compare that to AC Immortal, 34 points. That's what has thrown the championship on its head since the retirement in Italy for Sam Swift Ninja. His only retirement of the season. I'm sure that's his only retirement in his career of ALR. No, it's only his second retirement. He's only have 2 retirements in 4 seasons. Incredible. But that is the difference. And since the Italian Grand Prix, Sam Swift Ninja has been second. First. Incredible stuff indeed. Immortal, basically the challenger sipper for water. He needs to finish in front of Sam Swift tonight then. But Sam Swift probably has made up the most points than anyone in ALR history to get the championship down to the wire in Abu Dhabi. And I gotta say, we've also got another championship going down to the wire, which is in bronze on Tuesday night as well. And I must say that I'm glad I'm not commentating on that one, because that is a freeway. Steady on. That's a freeway, and I would get very confused indeed then. So it's for all the marbles now. It's the most prestigious championship in ALR. It is the gold championship. It's nameless, and yet I can't see him, which is not good, is it? And hopefully we get him in just a jiffy. We've got a couple of reserves tonight. We've got Cody in the Ferrari. We've got got Huffy in the Mercedes as well. So a couple of super subs in tonight. Even though I told you Lights wouldn't last the season, to be fair, Lights did race 12 races, did race 12 races in total, but then he just got bored by the looks, as he's not raced since Azerbaijan, and he just DNF there as well. Good stuff. Evening everyone, good evening to Stars and Stars, one of 3 drivers and going for the championship in bronze this week as well. So Stars said just would probably be feeling good evening.
Hello, hello everyone. Yeah, if you can just set up a lobby and yeah, see how it goes.
Groovy stuff. I'll do that now. So then, this is going to be fun, isn't it? By the way, this I don't really do lobbies before, so this is going to get very interesting indeed. Then, talk amongst yourself, everyone. Have a chit chat. Tell me about your day, or more importantly, tell me about what you make of Audi's new livery. Or it's a concept livery, isn't it? Which is very weird
Well,
indeed,
I
isn't it?
can't hear Sean, everybody, but hopefully we are
Oh,
here.
sorry, I muted you, Alex. Yes, and I was just talking about the Audi livery, Alex. What do you make of that?
It looks beautiful to me. So yes, I'm a fan.
Hmm. I'm not sure yet because it looks like they've just ran out of paint going up to the front. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe they're weight saving or whatever it is again.
Which one am I choosing, Alex?
Hey,
Which one am I choosing? Is it ranked lobby? Is it, or is it
multiplayer
multiplayer?
Grand Prix.
I might just leave it closed actually, and just me race. Yay! I've invited you,
Right,
Alex,
yeah.
but I don't know what to do after that. Serious Mushroom says put heavy rain on it. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Why won't it let me join? There we go. Oh, you've got crossplay on. Oh, for God's sake.
How do I turn that off? Do I go in the settings? Do I?
You got to go all the way back to the main menu.
Shocking! Unbelievable. Right, give me 1 second. You know what? You know what? This is what happens. You see, when when we want everything to go smoothly and all that jazz, we just want to add to the to the what am I saying? The like aura and all that kind of jazz. Righty ho. Right, where am I going now? 1 second.
Get settings and something in there.
Oh, fantastic. Enabled. All right, I've disabled all that jazz. One job short. How dare you? Co-coms. If this is far, I might win. Says Equals. Don't be mean to Farfar. He's a good guy. He's not had a very good season though, has he? Goodness gracious me. I think Farf is going to be in bronze next season as it stands at the moment, which is going to be very disappointing for Farf. But he has raced now in every single championship now, apart from Colbert, which is pretty cool stat to be honest. I must say, but I don't. But I think that Farf will be hoping to bounce back into silver after next season. But I do think that Farf does struggle though with this era of Formula One car. Sure, just randomly clicking things. I've got to say, I don't actually know how to create lobbies and stuff. This is why the admins don't let me do anything like this. You see, because I'm just a bit like, oh dear, and all that kind of jazz. Do I have to
Right.
do
Yeah, lobby options. Car category is F125.
lobby options? Car category is F1 at 25.
Minimum license level is off, or whatever that is. Yeah.
Off.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
Assist restrictions. Steering is off. Braking is off. Pit assists and ERS, DRS is off.
And DRS as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's force cockpit cam. Let's make
Track
this a
select. Track select is Abu Dhabi. Qualifying is short and long. You got that done.
Short session, long. Ooh. Oh,
Weather is dynamic and session start time is realistic.
unrealistic. Lovely stuff indeed.
Rules. So corner cutting is strict. Safety cars reduced. Safety car experience is immersive. Formation lap is on. And red flags are off. That's fine. No, immersive here. And simulation settings are car damage is on standards.
What's on standard?
Car damage.
Standard. No, I don't have to do anything else for anything else in here, do I?
No, I don't know. Give me 2 secs. I need to invite people.
Okay. And does this affect our license level?
Shouldn't do.
Save the settings, it makes it easier, lol. To be honest, I don't host normally, Jenner. To be honest, it's very deadly me hosting because it never goes well, but and all that jazz. What's griefing, by the way?
Something that we don't need to worry about in ALR because we have racers who know how to race.
I see. Well, now that's probably why I always have it enabled for when I race Sir Dave.
Right, we're all good.
Awesome. Is that everything?
Right, yep, that's everything.
Groovy stuff. Right, Alex had a guest appearance there, and great stuff indeed.
Good. Congratulations, Sean, on Lobby hosting, and good luck to Sam Swift and Immortal for the championship.
Thank you very much. I'm going to say congratulations about me and Sarah Mushroom getting 9th for the constructors in the event league.
That also, yes, but that was all Mushroom.
Speak for himself. I was fantastic. Thank you very much, Alex. We'll see you in a bit.
We'll see you on the other side.
As you can tell now, when Alex is going through all that, that's why I can't do co-comms at the moment, because his sound comes out on my TV, and I haven't got a long pair of headphones at the moment, which really annoys me.
Sorry, you said something as I left.
Oh, I was just talking to our viewers. Don't worry, Alex.
Okay, right. Good luck, everyone. Bye.
Anyway, yes, Alex has just come back from Brazil, which is all cool stuff indeed. Then, yes, we do have a new lobby now. Apologies about that. Hello, Mayran. Good luck, all that. Yeah, Alex, we know. Shocking stuff indeed. How dare you? And all that kind of jazz. So yeah, we've had to have a new lobby there. Apologies, guys. There is we was warming up quite nicely to that then, which means that anything goes wrong, it's Far's fault, not mine, and all that kind of jazz. Yes, indeed, and we're about to start the final countdown for the start of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and it's going to be fantastic. That is why I don't have co-comms, because at the moment, whenever I have someone in the party, I have to. It comes through the TV at the moment because I haven't got long enough headphones, and I do have a new desk now, and I should probably get a monitor. But I'm going to be honest, I'm also a bit stingy as well at the moment, and all that jazz. And I can't sit down because when I'm commentating, I have to stand up and I start to walk around, jump around, and all that kind of jazz. And I'm going to be honest, if I had a desk, I'd probably break it, which would not be very good either. Evening, lads. Evening, lads. Evening, lads. Good luck to the two lads fighting for the title, says Pot Stuff. Pot Stuff is not interested in that, though, because Pot Stuff wants Williams to climb at the Constructors' Championship. And also, Pot Stuff wants to get more points on the board as well. So, yes, we are finally in the session, and let's take a look then at Abu Dhabi then from a virtual point of view. Then round 20 out of 20 now, the World Championship. It's a showdown at sundown, as Crofty said a few years ago. Abu Dhabi, of course, was changed back in 2021, I think, then. Goodness gracious me, all those many moons ago. Of course, we went from like a 20-odd corner circuit down to a 16-corner circuit. Of course, the changes was enforced by Karun Chandok. And I must say, Karun Chandok is one of the better drivers to certainly talk about that as well. 2 long back straights, then, of course, that's where the overtaking is going to be turned. But there are 2 DRS detection zones as well. So you could overtake going into turn 6 and 7, but then you can have a rerun back down into turn 9 then as well. Then. So that is what is on the cards for the drivers tonight. Then, as now we are ready to go in the session. Fantastic stuff indeed. Right, I'm sure that if Sound Swift Ninja wins today as well, not only will he be crowned a 4-time world champion, he will also equal the long-standing record, which I think has been in place since season 6 of ALR, which is a 33 wins set by Emerson Hilton 44. If Sam Swift Ninja wins tonight, that'll be his 33rd win of his career in ALR Gold, which means he will equal that as well. Even though I think that Sam Swift Ninja is now, in my opinion, of course, he's got 3 championships that compared to Emerson 2, is the most successful driver in ALR history. Controversial? Potentially. But also as well as his 50th podium as well last week in 70 races. That's incredible. It really is indeed that. Milestones start then. Equals making his 125th Grand Prix start, which is very cool stuff indeed then. I don't think we've got any other big milestones tonight then. Brabbitt was on his 60th Grand Prix start. Actually, if Lights was racing tonight, it would have been his 69th Grand Prix start. So that makes me equally disappointed indeed. That's some devastating stuff. Potts up next his 6th Grand Prix start as well, which is all very cool stuff indeed. By the way, I also noticed they start last week, and Flippy is not DNF'd in his 20 Grand Prix starts. I'm hoping that's not a commentator's curse, but I love stats like that. It just really makes me happy. And I have kicked over me bottle of water. Oh no. All shocking stuff indeed. Right, where am I? I think we're in Abu Dhabi, aren't we? Ginger Ridge Vessier has joined as well. Good stuff. I must admit, my heart sunk there because, have I not put it on invite only? I'm looking for a kicked Sauber then. And this is legendary. This is not... oh, look at that. We got a new kicked Sauber. Fantastic. We always have some special liveries in the final stage of the World Championship. And kicked Sauber's got a beautiful livery there. And it's Sam Swift Ninja who's in the pits mode. But we'll have a look to see if Sam Swift Ninja has also a new livery as well. Right, where am I? Serious Mushroom, you'll have to pay for my Christmas prezzies, that says Serious Mushroom. I've done all I can now. P20 for me, laugh out loud, says Knowles, as he has been in the mix of the Brazilian rainforest for the past 2 weeks then, or past week and a bit. He showed us his hut, by the way, that's not an innuendo, which looked very lovely indeed then. A legend said, coming down the hill then. Of course, also Mayrad, Sean, Crocodile is better than Crofty then, of course. I wish I was. If only Crofty knows how to talk. I don't. I just start to go blabbery when things go a bit wild. And Legends is almost off the circuit now. I'm concerned it's going to invalidate his time there. Of course, this Abu Dhabi has a very unusual key in this circuit, and that's of course we've got 2 white lines. Whoa, no! And Huffy has got a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Quells there, and he got damage. I think he has there. Huffy, of course, was unfortunately having a couple of issues. I think. Oh, and there's more problems there. It's Huffy. I think he's just trying to get out of the way there. Potentially, love helmet by the way. But Huffy there, unfortunately, is having a couple of issues, and there's damage on someone else's car. I didn't see who it was. I think it was one of the racing balls. But Huffy in major peril tonight. In major peril tonight, then, and that's unfortunate indeed. I think he was very much was not in the highest of. I think that's a mortal. Is that, I think, no, it's all right. I thought it was a racing ball, but someone lost something down there into turn at 6 and 7, but Immortal then are on board with him now. Equals is second at the moment, and Hannington has gone fastest there, as driving superbly well, Hannington is, but Nameless has now gone faster still, and it's not the fastest in this qualifying session now with 14 minutes to go in this qualifying session. You love the look of my hut, Sean. Absolutely, it looked lovely, actually. The only problem I have with Brazil is probably how hot it was. It was Nosey can attest to. So we've got 20 cars on this grid now. Savassa going across the line to set second fast out, 600 of a second away from Nameless, who's currently fast about. But then Flippy comes across the line and takes provisional pole position, and of course going for his second pole position of his career in ALR here tonight. Then thank you very much to Camera Racer, €10. Hello, hello drivers and all racers. And good luck in your last race, says Camera Racer. €10 going into me pocket for me bus fare over the course of the week. By the way, my bus fare is now £3 for a £6 per daily now. It's £3. I've got to say, I don't want to go political all over, but my gosh, so the UK economy is a bit trying at the moment. I must say, Man Max going 5th fast at the moment. But that's just me having a moan about some of the days. The lovely Haas livery of Brabant there, of course, in conjunction with Toyota. Then, looking forward to seeing how that transpires for Toyota there, because we love to see Toyota back on the grid. I had a soft spot for the Toyota livery when they was racing between 2002 and 2009. And of course, one thing you always hear is how quick that 2010 Toyota potentially could be, which of course you always got to take that with a pinch of salt, don't you? We've just got Morris, and he's got a lovely bit of slipstream now from Browett as he's returned the favour. I think Morris did a great job in doing that in Las Vegas and potentially in Qatar as well. Morris had a terrible season by his own right then, but I think that he's really helped Brabbitt elevate himself up the order in qualifying, which has helped Brabbitt get some of the race trims there. Huffy again, and is he doing this on purpose as serious Russia? I'm wondering if it might be a lack of experience from Huffy's point of view then, because I don't think so. Huffy is a very quick driver, isn't he? But has been involved in a couple of shenanigans over the past week or two. Having said that, I'm always at shenanigans there. Flippy currently fast as Immortal is currently second there. Look at that, Sam Swift Ninja is third at 6.66. Good me, that is goodness gracious me, that's devilicious there from Sam Swift Ninja. Oh, as long as I make myself laugh, that's all that matters. Top four in the fasting qualifying results of the top four in the championship as well. Legends is currently the slowest time runner so far. 14 cars are qualified out of the 20 that is eligible to qualify tonight. We got Mad Max then, it says Martin then, of course, great 17 then. Get a push bike, says Serious Person then. As you know, was thinking that, goodness gracious me. I think it's just a lack of experience then, potentially there. So, of course, I got to say, I can't say much because I took out my own championship winning teammate in bronze of season 3, I think it was. Luckily for Delando, well, not luckily for Delando, luckily for me, that Delando was very quick back in yesteryear of bronze and was superb. Was the somehow clinched the championship in Brazil there, even after we punted him off in the Restaurant Posta, which wasn't a good thing, a good look to do for an admin to do, was it? Really shocking stuff indeed. Some people might have compared me to Five. Just watching Cody down the support paddock there. I've done the Formula Regional race down there. So also, by the way, gosh, I got a lot to say to her, haven't I? Goodness gracious me. Also, has anyone watched the Macau race this morning? I fell asleep sadly. It was on about 7-8 o'clock in the morning. But I think that I was keeping an eye out for Freddie Slater, who is one of the hottest properties in Formula 3 or Formula 2 potentially. No, Formula 3 or Formula 4, I think actually. But I think he crashed out sadly, didn't he? Remember, I think that Schumacher and Hakkinen, before they even reached Formula 1, they crashed, didn't they? In the 1990 first of Macau, I think, which is pretty cool stuff. Indeed, Cody has gone slowest at the time runner so far. Here comes Cam across the line, going full fastest there, and Gate crashes the top 4 and puts himself on the second row of the grid for the Red Bull driver. Great season for Cam, by the way. I remember, of course, I'd also say that Cam also is involved in a few instances as well back last season. But remember, sometimes you just trouble finds you. So we have to give drivers sometimes the benefit of the doubt, or I certainly do, or I try to, because I'm usually involved in those incidents as well, potentially. Wasn't me, I'm skint then, says Serious Mushroom. That's why we didn't do very well at the eventually constructors, because Mushroom unfortunately was unable to bribe anyone. Vessier is just a whisker in front of Huffy at the moment. We haven't seen Huffy's true pace out there just yet. Here comes Cam down the second of the 2 long back straights. Of course, we are. What am I saying? I've been distracted then because someone has just messaged me. Go away, goodness me. It's Cam's off the circuit. Cam has had a renaissance in the last not the last few races, the second half of the season. He has been superlative, hasn't he? Cam is brilliant. 17 hashtag Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. By the way, that hashtag probably won't work because, well, it could work actually. I don't really know how Twitter works. Sorry, X now. It's X, isn't it? Here's Knowles again, fresh from Brazil, fresh out of his Brazilian hut. Let's see how he goes then. For Knowles, of course, Knowles very much looking over his shoulder nervously. It could be for the first time in his career being relegated from gold and into silver then, which would be devastating stuff indeed then. Brabbitt loves me, I'm such a good teammate, says Morris. Strong lap by Flippy, says Mayran. Of course, Mayran is the newest ALR, or the second newest ALR champion after clinching silver, and is Mayran got a future as bright as Brabbitt and as Flippy. Of course, Flippy was the silver champion from last season, and of course Brabbitt was the champion from season 7 of silver, as Mayran then season champion 10 of silver. Is going to be joining the fray next season. Cannot wait indeed then. My blood is pumping for that. Here's Knowlesy then, of course his blood might be pumping as going a bit too wide out of turn 9, I think that was, or turn 10. And I have forgotten my slippers because it's getting a bit nippy in here now. And also I forgot to take my jump off as well. For some reason my feet is cold and me torso is hot, but that's probably where most of my blubber is. Here comes Knowlesy out of turn 16 as well, and coming up to the line for Knowles, as you can see, as day turns into night, right into the dusk race, and just like of the season, as the sun is setting on the season 13 of the World Championship of Gold, which I think has been a fantastic season. That has been yo-yo, hasn't it? After yo-yo, it has been action after drama in this season as well, with Flippy pole position, Immortal alongside of row 1. Nameless once again showing his peak performance in the last couple of races, very similar to Cam, where I think that Nameless and Cam have really got to grips now with these 2025 machinery and really started to show what they're made of. So both drivers doing superbly well, and maybe it's the Aston Martin development out there. Maybe Aston Martin have found something in the repertoire as well. Sebasta, oh no, and Cam, he was talking up his chances, but one Aston Martin has elevated himself up to third. The other Aston Martin has got himself disqualified from the session as a Ferrari mechanic, waiting for one of the Ferrari drivers to come to the pits. I didn't see who that was. Sam Swift Ninjas on pole position then for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Hannington has got into ninth position. I was just talking about Sebasta going up into fifth position as well. It's very close, this grid is, but Sam Swift Ninja has got a 3/10 of a second buffer over the rest of the field, including his championship rival Immortal, who's found a 10th of a second in the second split time. He has 6 minutes in this qualifying session to go. Welcome back, Knowlesy, says Duke. Then of course is Knowlesy has been gallivanting the forest there, and Ginner says that he will be like a fish into water, definitely gold standard. Says Ginner in the form of Mayran, absolutely. As coming out of the final turn then for Immortal, has he done enough for pole position? No, he has not, and he's still in the 22s there. Sam Swift Ninja is currently on pole position, the world champion, the championship leader. There's a Haas that's spun off. Who's that? Is that Brabant? No, it's not. It's Morris who's off the circuit. As recovering now at the, I think it's 6 and 7 chicane now, unfortunately for Morris, down in 12th position at the moment. Huffy, who's off the circuit, unfortunately, in the Mercedes, having a couple of issues as well. Potstuff is on a quick lap now in the second Williams car. Oh, he's scampering off. He's done the Lewis Hamilton line now, unfortunately. So currently the championship leader, currently the 3-time world champion, aiming to become 4-time world champion tonight. Then goodness me, he's going to be the same stratosphere as Sebastian Vettel, as Michael Schumacher, as Max Verstappen. Sam Swift Ninja, incredible performance there in terms of winning 4 in a row. That of course being in the same company as Alan Prost as well. Goodness gracious me, of course as in real F1 in ALR, there's been no driver that has won more than 2 championships there. They have won 2 championships in different disciplines, as Cam has gone second fastest there, but still 2/10 of a second away from the championship leader. Yes, drivers have won different disciplines. Got Vigna Troy. Oh gosh, he's been away for so long, I can't remember his name. Troy then, of course, won 3 championships, but all different disciplines. Won F2, silver, and gold. So has never won, but has never won more than 1 championship in the same category. If you get the cut of my jib there. Hello, Trouble, says Vestia. He couldn't spell ginger, says Mayran. Says Sirius Bushing, how dare you. Started last on person, says Cam there. Good stuff indeed. Then get my new G29 wheel tomorrow. God bless Santa Mushroom. I recommended Santa Mushroom there. Sorry, something was glowing between my legs there. Goodness gracious me! It was my controller. It got me scared. I thought it was like that video off of High Voltage there by Electric Six. If anyone remembers those, goodness gracious me. Sorry, Real Ashton Army. Get in the program, Sean. Get my G29 wheel tomorrow. God bless Santa Mushroom. I recommend Santa Mushroom. He comes early, says Ashton. Goodness me, careful. Right, we've also got Double Toe is a now. Is it now, says Equaz. A premature start to then. No one can beat that, says Mayran then. Ginger doesn't roll of the tons as much as Ginner, says Ginner. Absolutely. I think that Ginner is a better name, actually, to be fair. I've kicked my bottle all the way over there. I can't reach. Never mind, I'm going to have to go dehydrated. Or maybe I should go for average during the break, which I probably should do, to be fair, because our sponsors are probably not happy about that, are they? Shocking stuff indeed. But as we just got Chazza out of the pits now, Chazza only 3 points so far, but he's finished every single race that he started in, Chazza, so hats off to him. But unfortunately, he's only had 3 point scoring finishes there, and I think all of them, and only 2 of them have been in the top 10. Chazza is probably his worst season to date in his career of ALR. Unfortunately for Chazza, but I'm wondering if it might be the McLaren, because Flippy did. I think the Flippy also started a bit slow as well, but then of course Flippy were on a bit of a tirade, didn't he? After the on the Bahrain and after the Bahrain Grand Prix, so Chazza hasn't been able to elevate that, as he calls Chazza a former pole sitter in this championship there, so he's no slouch behind a Formula One machine. But I think in recent years, I think the ground effect era of cars is just not suited Chazza, and I would say the same for a lot of some of the old school drivers that has been in the championship for a while. The likes of Knowlesy, the likes of Favre, just to name 2 off the top of my head there. I think that these new machines there, or the ground effect machines, have not really has not really helped some drivers' natural talents out there potentially. It's going out into the big stop before coming onto the back straight for Chazza. 1 minute to go, 1 minute and 40 seconds to go in this qualifying session. Of course, because the track was shortened a few seasons ago, then of course we've got plenty of time there for the cars to get round there. In terms of last season's pole position, was Immortal of a 21.973. We are still slower than what Immortal set this time last season, which I think was on the 2024 game. So we're minutely slower there. There's a Red Bull weaving there in front of that McLaren of Chazza, so Chazza's not going to be too happy about that, I don't think, now, as now just flying away. As Mayran says, giving toast to your teammates should be banned next season. It's technically a team sport, says Jinner. It absolutely is, but of course, I think that it would be very difficult to police as well, wouldn't it, Tabe? Look at that traffic there, and now he's going to go for Alpine. They're very much in the way of Jinner. Sorry, I was reading Jinner's comment there. And look at this, and that racing ball in front of us has absolutely cost Chazza. I say cost Chazza. He's having a 10th position at the moment, but he's very much out of sync as the McLaren driver. But 10th position on the grid there for the McLaren Mercedes car. Lovely. Right, I got to find the driver who's the furthest car around the circuit. There's Equals who's off the circuit, and that's his time done and dusted, unfortunately. So Equals is finished in this qualifying session. I'm looking for Mercedes. Where is he? Pot stuff's invalidated. Will he have time to have another bite of the cherry? I think the clock is ticking down then, as the checker flag is going to be fluttering in the breeze. Fluttering in the breeze, and unfortunately, I'm looking for Williams. Who am I looking for? It's Knowlesy. 3/10 of a second up, Knowlesy. He might be able to get in front of Ledgers there. He needs a strong final sector. Checker flag is finished now, and Knowlesy stays 18th on the grid there for the Williams car. Unfortunately, Knowlesy has been unable to improve his time out there. Riley then just flicking it past me. Hannington has gone 6th fastest once again, showing his speed there. On board with the Ferrari of Riley. That lovely bit of white paint now. Of course, as Friday, they've got a lovely special edition across the line. And 12th fastest then. I was looking for Sebastian, who's gone 5th fastest. The Alpine team will be happy with that and trying to fight for 4th position in the Constructors' Championship. Brabbitt's gone 5th. Morris has gone 10th. And once again, the 2 Haas cars are doing a great job. Immortal pole position. He's found 2/10 of a second there on his previous best there. Samsung Ninja across the line. He cannot match him. Immortal's on pole position then for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And he's found 2/10 of a second over his previous best there. Flippy trying to find time. He's gone through and fast in the end there. My goodness gracious me. Nameless has found 900 of a second in the second split time. Goes 5th fastest. Great time there for Nameless in the Aston Martin. Superlative stuff indeed. Quals has finished on his lap then. And what about, and I think Legends has finished his lap. Vessier is a 10th of a second up in the second sector for the Mercedes driver. Can he get in front of Potstuff then? Potstuff's only 2/10 of a second up right across the line. And 13th for Vessier. Outstanding for Vessier. But it is pole position for the second season in a row for Immortal. And that is also, Immortal's lowered the benchmark from the last season by 0.2 of a second. Immortal's on pole position for the 10th time this season there. I don't think it's the all-time, because I'm sure someone else had 10 pole positions as well. But hats off to Immortal then. It's 10th pole position of his season then. That takes his career tally up to an incredible 32 pole positions of his career. So 32 pole positions for Immortal. Of course, he's already the highest pole sitter in ALR Gold history. But now 32 times. Great stuff indeed. Legendary. Oh, I got indigestion as well. That's not good. The two championship rivals are on the front row of the grid. You can bet you cannot write this stuff. Third fastest is Flippy. Van Von fourth. Nameless. Great stuff. He's gate crashed the top 5 there with Brabant, Sebastian, Gary, Mad Max, and Morris completes the top 10 there. Incredible stuff indeed there. It's not fair. Sam got 2 in both straights there, but Immortal's teammate is not here. Went out on no tire, says Equal. Said not a good strat. I'm old and tired. Of course, we mentioned it last week, didn't we? About that in question there potentially. I wonder if drivers might have to have a veto or something going forward there, because teammates is starting to become a major factor, especially in this era of Formula One machinery. Because Legends has been here 18 out of the 19 out of the 20 races. It has really helped compared to Immortal, who's had 2 teammates, and basically both his 2 teammates have not really helped him too much, have they? But and again, it is a team sport and all that kind of jazz there, and of course it's down to the driver's prerogative if you want to use it or not. But maybe you might have to think about doing something about the teammates and making it a bit fairer. I don't know what though, because that's not in my remit. Right, as Equals Immortal then. Not what man saying then. P1 Valto, nice one, says Mayran. Camera Racer there, loving it as well. Good luck, you freaks then. Let's go Immortal, says MHD, as well as we're waiting for the drivers. Where's my mute button? It is a showdown at sundown here in Abu Dhabi. Last 4 races have been won by Sam Swift Ninja. A win today for Sam Swift Ninja would clinch in the Drivers' Championship. The gap is 8 points between the 2 drivers. Of course, 7 points is for between first and second. If Immortal gets second and Sam Swift Ninja win, if Immortal wins and Sam Swift Ninja gets second and passes up, they would then be joint on points. But Sam Swift Ninja would win on countback because he's got more second positions than Immortal. Has he? Let me just have a look. Immortal, actually, no. Immortal's got 2 second positions, while Sam Swift Ninja has only got 1 second position. So of course, I think the countback is if they're joint on. As I'm also doing the Lewis Hamilton line now. If the drivers are equal on championship points, it would go down to number of wins then, which both will have 8 if Immortal wins here tonight. And then the second countback is the most second positions, which means that Sam Swift Ninja. Actually, both will have 2, won't they? Because Sam Swift Ninja has 1 at the moment, whereas Immortal has 2. It would be 2 then, which means it goes to the most third positions then. With Sam Swift Ninja, this is incredible. Sam Swift Ninja will have it's got 1, 2, 3 third positions, whilst Immortal has no third position. So if they equal on points, then Sam Swift Ninja will win the Drivers' Championship because he has more third positions then. This is going to be fantastic. Immortal, good to see you, MHD. Then go Immortal then. If Immortal wins and Sam stays second, it's equal on points, says Styles. Immortal pole position for the 32nd time. Sam Swift Ninja alongside my row 1. Flippy third. Van Von has gone for the alternative strategy in 4th position. 5th is Nameless with Brabant in 6th. Savasta 7th. Hannington 8th. Mad Max in 9th. Immortals had issues on the start line. 10th is Morris. 11th is Equals with Chazza in 12th. Great qualifying from Chazza. Vestia, brilliant qualifying 13th. And Riley 14th. Potster 15th. Legends in 16th. Knowlesy is 17th. Cody 18th. 19th is Cam. Huffy is last on the grid then with that 5 place grid penalty. And we are now ready to get going. Look at Sam Swift Ninja's car. It's pointed towards Immortal. The 2 championship rivals then are going head to head in the showdown in the desert here in Abu Dhabi. 1 final time. It's lights out, and it's go, go, go for the season finale. And Immortal is getting very defensive into turn 1, but Soundswift Ninja takes the lead. So Immortal's trying to fight on the outside. It's a 2 championship rounds already fighting for position then as he swaps across on board. Soundswift Ninja has taken the lead. He's had the perfect start to his championship win, his championship defense here tonight then. Into turn 4 he come now as Van Von is fighting. Bravitt's got up the inside. Van Von's dropped down the position there. Soundswift Ninja has got a 5-10 for a second lead over Immortal in second position. The slipstream is going to begin now, and then it's all Anarchy behind us then as we got Van Von and Bravitt as well. Flippy's going to have a sniff there, but nothing more than that. Then Van Von and Bravitt have locked wheels. They've locked wheels, and Van Von is dived on the inside there and forced Bravitt off the circuit, and Hannington is something. That's an Aston Martin. It's gone right off, and that is Nameless off and into the wall. That's a humongous shunt there, and Nameless has recovered, but I think the Nameless's great qualifying has come to naught. Pot Stuff up in the 12th position. Riley down into 13th. Legends is also fighting as well. That's a terrible start from Mad Max and from Nameless. I don't know if they were both involved in instance there, but that's a horror show there, isn't it? Incredible stuff there. So if Sam's win the championship, if he stays second, yes. Yes, he does. Does he? Yes, he does, because of course it'll go back to third position then. Because currently, if Soundswift Ninja finishes second, stay and Immortal wins, but Soundswift Ninja must have the fastest lap and second position to keep equal on points then. And if that is the case, as Mad Max into the pits then, and if that is the case, then the count back would go to third position then. And Soundswift Ninja has a couple of third positions, whilst Immortal has no third positions then. So that is how the count back works, I believe. I'm sure that's how it works. I must admit, it's so close, isn't it? It's going to be incredible something. Bravitt's had a horror show start to this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, unfortunately, but he's dropped down into 7th position now, as Bravitt and Morrison, who's been incredible teammates this season, and I think it's one of the reasons why Haas is so high up in the Constructors' Championship. DRS has been enabled then after the first lap, and Soundswift Ninja hasn't got it. He's just punched a big old hole in the air at this moment. So just on board now with Soundswift Ninja flicking it in to flicking it into a turn number, whatever number it is. Is it not double points, says Serious Russia? No, it's not then, of course. That rule that rule is only for one time in 2014, and luckily not anymore. However, we did have double points in the event league, which really helped Red Bull elevate themselves up into second, ninth for the Constructors' Championship. Soundswift Ninja Leaders are currently in championship winning position at the moment. They're going for his 4th Drivers' Championship in a row. Soundswift Ninja across the line, but look at this, at the top 3 are now breaking away from Hannington, who's in 4th position. Van Von is in 5th there, with Sebastian in 6th position. I'd love to know what happened to Nameless. He's had a terrible start. He's down in 12th position at this moment in time. Incredible stuff indeed then. So you can see the top 3, and I must say, I think Immortal would rather not, as Cody is not even lasted 2 laps out of the race then. Well, 3 laps I should say, out of the race then already. Thanks for coming. Soundswift Ninja is leading the way. Second is Immortal, and third is Flippy. The top 3 are now a second and a half in front of the rest of the field at the moment then. As of course, I think that Immortal would rather it just be the two just his championship rival. Yellow flag then for Cody, who's out of the Grand Prix. As we've also got Cam Vassir, and we've also got Potstuff involved as well. Potstuff's got a bit squirrely, which means that Cam is who started at the back of the field. Love the helmet design, going side by side with Potstuff. Goodness me, they're almost rubbing each other. Goodness gracious me, gentlemen. Up into 12th position, and passes going through in up into 12th position. Does Van Bon then, of course. Yellow flag is for Cody's car, who's decided to get out and call it a day after only 2 laps there, unfortunately, for the Ferrari team, which is not good at all, is it? Unfortunately, gap at the front is still 7/10 of a second on end, which will come out to lap 4 of this very tense affair of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Forgive me, gentlemen, forgive me, ladies and gentlemen, there we are going to be focusing more on the championship battle at the top here, but Soundswift Ninja has the advantage at the moment. They're only on lap 4 out of 29 here. Mortal is second. Third position is Flippy at the moment now. Soundswift Ninja could finish second which means he'll be 7, which means that the gap will be 7 points then. Well, it'll drop from 7 points to 1 point, and then of course Mortal will then have to, he'll have to get fast as that though, won't he? Because of course 7 points, that means he'll be a point away at the moment. No double points in gold then, says Stars. No, we're not then. Of course, we only have double points in the event league. Of course, we also have points in qualifying as well, which I think was a very interesting scenario, really, wasn't it? Of course, having points in qualifying, as Mad Max also out of the race as well. Of course, final race of gold then, and unfortunately, I think some drivers are ready to call it a day already. Unfortunately, back into this battle here. Then, goodness gracious me, we ain't gonna see these drivers calling it a day. I'm sure of it, as this is gonna be very much a tense affair right up until the very end of this Grand Prix. And this is round 20 out of 20. If you just joined us, then this is what we're focusing on. It's the championship leader and the man who's second in the world championship. Sam Swift Ninja has an 8-point lead over Immortal in the drivers' championship, from Immortal in second position, and Flippy in third one. And Flippy will also confirm his third position in the drivers' championship as well. I think I haven't looked at the championship, so I might have to refresh myself. Hannington, I think, is showing some incredible pace then as well for Hannington, who's currently in fourth. Well, great start indeed then for Hannington, and I'd love to see Hannington in silver. I said in silver, maybe he belongs in gold then. Van Von in fifth position, Sebastian in sixth, Brabbit down in seventh. It's been a tough start for Brabbit. Equals in ninth position, Chazza. Oh no, and Chazza, who's had a great start, but oh my gosh, they had to take a base of action, and Chazza, who's been driving superbly well in this race there, in the top 10, qualified in 12th position, but a spin there for Chazza has cost him majorly in this one. That's a horror show. Immortal should do a 2016 Hamilton strategy. Of course, what Mayran is saying about that, of course, is get past and then hold up Sam Swift Ninja so that Flippy can get past him. Of course, so that'll be interesting. What's the goodness gracious me? The permutations of this Grand Prix is absolutely off the charts. I've got me Excel document ready because I think I'm gonna have to start to really get the old maths out in a minute, because this is gonna be a very much a tense affair. We're on board with the man who's second the World Championship winner. Of course, also has won the first ever event league the ALR hosted about 4 or 5 seasons ago. Of course, so he knows about the championship, but of course, that was certainly a different kettle of fish. And his yellow flags there, as Van Von has got past Hannington somewhere, and I'm wondering if the hard tires are now starting to get into more preferred race tire here potentially. But Hannington dropping down the other end, but he will have DRS down those 2 long back straight set. Just watching them all two. He's almost dropping outside of DRS now, and he's starting to struggle. I think being too close behind Sam Swift and Ninja's kick Sauber is starting to really hurt those tyres there potentially. And it'll also be about, I wonder if someone driver's going to figure out undercuts as well. Maybe it's too early for the undercut at the moment, but there is so many factors in this outcome of this drivers' championship there. 19 rounds there. It's been very much swings and roundabouts, hasn't it? Sam Swift and Ninja start off the season with double win then in course in Australia and Japan then, but then Immortal came back with double wins there and really started to go on a tear, and he has been leading the championship since Miami, hasn't he, as Immortal? But then he relinquished the championship lead after Las Vegas or before Qatar, and now since then Sam Swift Ninja has only led about four rounds of this 20-round season championship. But like Sebastian Vettel in 2010, he only led one part of the championship, and that was after the final race of the season, Abu Dhabi. Then, of course, went down to a 4-way showdown. Tonight, it's a 2-way showdown. On Tuesday, it's a 3-way showdown between Smithy Almighty, between Stars, and, of course, between the championship leader Reflection, who also claimed the championship here a few days ago, of course, in the event league as well. So there's going to be a lot of highs, a lot of lows coming up. Sam Swift Ninjas out of DRS range of Immortal. That is crucial in this stage of the Grand Prix. Now, Immortal might have to think about doing something different then in this one. It's a 2 pit stop race. Oh, is it? I must admit, I thought it was just going to be a straightforward 1 stop there. So this is interesting now. Chaz out of the race as well. We're down to 17 runners and riders in this one there. We've lost 3 cars. All of them have not been incidents as such. They've just called it a day and are probably happy to finish this season off potentially then. But that is a horror show for Alpine. certainly, because Alpine are fighting in the Constructors' Championship. As Immortal's now in DRS race, and he needs to be in DRS race, because here comes Flippy, and Flippy is now gaining. Is he going to have a lunge then into... No, he's not there to say. He's too far back into turn 9. Immortal repels the attack, but he does not want to be fighting too much. Hannington is lost out again. He's down into 6th position, the second RB at the moment. Super 7th night is Hannington there, but he's made such an incredible impression on the championship in all the reserve races he's been doing. He's been superb. A big lock up there from Sebasta though. That's not ideal, and that could hurt him, and that might have to bring forward his tyre strategy here. Incredible stuff. Making my bum twitch said, I'm not even racing, says Serious Russian. This is a tense affair, as they come across the line to complete lap 7 of the Grand Prix. Oh, it's Mortal. I thought he made a mistake there. Morris is in very early there, as is Vest here as well then. But as we heard there from Mayran, the Silver World Champion, he said that it is a 2-stop strategy in this one. So maybe it's not earlier at all then. So is it going to be medium softs out there, or is it going to be medium hard, or is it going to be medium hard? I have no idea, which makes it exciting for me. Probably not for you drivers at home then. Down the back straight once again, Immortal then was out of DRS. I'm wondering if Immortal then just backed out of DRS there. I think that Immortal just wanted then to rest his tyres and get a bit more charge in the hybrid deployment of the racing ball. Then of course the Honda RB powertrain then, which is in the back of this racing ball. But he's getting more defensive. Is Immortal on trying to repel Flippy's attempts there, as Flippy would love to get his third Grand Prix win the season. It's been such a successful season for Flippy. Of course, his silver champion of his own right there, having a great season has Flippy then. Of course, one of my drivers of the season for me. To pit is faster, but depends on the traffic. And you put Hannington in front. How stupid, says Mayran. Says Mayran. Says Serious Russian. Wasn't me. just flying out of the final turn as well. Going up to the line then. Soundswift Ninja leads second position as Immortal, with Flippy in third position at the moment. Then we got Van Vaughn in fourth, of course, on the harder tyres now, and he might start to think about really these top 3 then for Van Vaughn. Van Vaughn has not got a Grand Prix win. Huffy's got the first 3-second penalty of the day, down in 13th position then. Just watching Soundswift Ninja. There's Immortal. He is flicking in and out of the DRS detections at the moment. Here is Soundswift Ninja then coming down the back straight. Soundswift Ninja's been here before 3 times, and a 3-time world champion there. Immortal, of course, I think he was runner-up last season, but this season he's really elevated his game there to take on Soundswift Ninja, and he's certainly taken Soundswift Ninja down to the wire here tonight there. Brabbit is in 5th, down into 6th goes Sebasta now then, and I gotta say, the top 3 are incredibly quick out there, incredible in stuff indeed. That is absolutely fantastic. It's Serious Mushroom there, very much throwing daggers at me tonight. Goodness gracious me. It's true though, Duke, says Serious Mushroom. I think I've heard from Kiki, the admin of Bronze, that I don't think Hannington will be driving in Bronze on Tuesday, especially with that freeway showdown in Abu Dhabi, of course, because it's going to be a tense affair indeed. On board once again, then is the top 3 have not come into the pitch yet. It's just back on board with Water, who's second in the Drivers' Championship, across the line to complete lap 9. Lap 10 then, we're 1/3 way through this Grand Prix here tonight. I'm going to be honest, the drivers have probably been quite tense coming up to this day then over the past week then, especially as we knew the landscape after Qatar, and now it is certainly this is where they really have to start to earn their money. This is why they're the top drivers in all of motorsport. It's just how much they're handling the pressure, and they are just waltzing away from the rest of the field. Having said that, as Van Vaughn's at hard tyres are now starting to really go into start to go on song now. Immortal having a sniff, but nothing more than that. I'm wondering if Immortal catches and passes Soundswift Ninja. Will he waltz away? If he does, then Immortal will also need, I think, then to also fight for the fastest lap as well, because he does not want. Of course, the gap is 8 points at the moment. Just sniffing once again then as we go down into 9 then, goodness gracious me. Oh no, put him in. I don't change the rules now. Don't change the rules now, says Serious Mushroom. It's not my decision, Mushroom. Luckily, this is why I'm not an admin, you see, because I buckle. To be fair, if it was my decision, Mushroom, I would definitely throw him in there because Gary's been fantastic. Kiki, Kiki, the Massey of ALR. Oh, what's happened? Into the pits comes Soundswift Ninja. So we got an issue now. Is Van Vaughn is off the circuit and he has spun in the Latifi corner, and now that's not ideal. And Van Vaughn, as he got damaged, the championship leader is in the pit set, so he's pitted now. Is Soundswift Ninja, and he's going against the grain because normally Soundswift Ninja is one of the later runners in the pit. Van Vaughn is into the pit set. Soundswift Ninja sparks out the titanium skid blocks and coming out of the pits now. What about Van Vaughn? It's a nose cone changer, so he has had an issue. He has made contact and he's into the pits now. And we also can call that the Gernman corner as well. Nosey's got a 3-second penalty. Van Vaughn nose cone change for car 34 as he comes out of the pit lane now. As Nosey there just, of course, unfortunately for Nosey, this is his first race back, isn't it, after his holiday in Brazil, so he's not really been racing at all, so he's going to be a bit behind the 8 ball tonight, is Nosey. Sam stopping the undercut. Smart, says Serious Mushroom. It is, isn't there? But now what is Soundswift Ninja going to do? What tyres did Soundswift Ninja go on? Hard tyres then. So he has now got 20 laps then to get to the end. Is that going to make him vulnerable at the end of this one? Huffy has got past Riley, and now we've also got Nameless. He's trying to recover after a first lap shenanigans there, which has really cost the Aston Martin in their fights in the Constructors' Championship. Soundswift Ninja's got past Legends already because Legends will probably have let him through there because Legends has been a superb supporting cast there in the kick salvo. Nameless diving up the inside of Riley. Riley, of course, with that beautiful white and red Ferrari, of course, a tribute there to Nicky Lauda's Ferrari back in the 70s. Incredible. I think Ferrari also had a similar livery in 2016. Oh, and there's a bit of a bash between Riley and Nameless. Goodness gracious me. A flashback from their silver days and into the pits there. Who's in the pits then? It's Soundswift Ninja. Immortal has stayed out. Flippy is coming out of the pits now. So Immortal is really going to put himself under pressure with the undercut. But they did have a 4-second gap, and with Van Vaughn having issues there. Now Immortal, I think, is going to try and get fresher tyres to get him to the end of the Grand Prix. Quicker time than interesting stuff. Huffy is out side by side with Brabbit, and Brabbit's going to be on the inside there, but Huffy cuts across the Haas driver. That is not what Haas wanted. I wonder if it was a slightly slower stop for Brabbit, which is why he's come up behind the Mercedes. He will have DRS now as Chances left the session. Hannington has lost out to Flippy, so Flippy has also got a clear track as well, but the undercut is so powerful. Soundswift Ninja's almost 4 seconds in front of Flippy. Brabbit up into 7th position now. Huffy dropping down into 8th position. Can't Brabbit there keep himself out of that battle in Mercedes car. Morris in 5th position. Hannington is in 4th position. Hannington is staying on the medium tyres. No, I think Hannington pitted earlier on, didn't he? And that's why he's back him in the 4th position there. And I think Hannington is actually on a 2-stopper in this one. Goodness gracious me. Right, where am I? He is quick. Scoring points in gold isn't easy then. Well, I don't like to complain, so serious question. What, really? just going out of the Latifi turn there. Oh, goodness me. This is the problem when you have me as a teammate for I think it's 2 seasons now. Let's just say you become a target of my banter, don't you, if you're teammates with me as well. So unfortunately, Mushroom's now experienced for 2 seasons in a row, but luckily he won't experience it next season, as the ALR admins have told me that I'm not allowed to drive anymore, as I'm a liability to myself and people around me, which I absolutely deny. So Van Vaughn has got the fast under, just watching Savasta. Nameless is still fighting with Riley at the moment. Immortal is going for 1 stop. It's the only chance he has. I was going to say that, yeah, others are on 2 stops except Immortal then. Oh, goodness gracious me. So Immortal is now extended his stint in this one. Oh, my word. And goodness gracious me. Now, is it going to be the quickest strategy? Soundswift Ninja is now only 11 seconds away. So it is different strategies for the 2 championship rivals. And this is tense, isn't it? This is what Grand Prix racing is all about. And my word, that has been a fantastic season. Brabbit is the meat in the Mercedes sandwich, and we're on board with Brabbit then, who's got his own championship battle then. I will miss you, Sean, says Serious Mushroom. I'm going to be honest, I don't believe that for a second. Up the inside goes Brabbit through, passes Vessier, who is on the medium tyres there, but Brabbit is flying out there. Of course, Morris also pitted his way into the pits, comes Immortal then. And now then, let's take a look then. Here is the Constructors' Champions then, ready to service the man who's second in the Drivers' Championship. Immortal aiming to become the first, his first champion for the first time ever in gold then. Stops on his marks. Perfect then choreography there for the Red Bull Racing Bull mechanics, and out to the pits he comes now. When there's a big gaggle of cars behind Brabbit. It's a unique pit exit here. He has to go under the circuit, and then of course Brabbit's just got over top of him now. Immortal, can he get out in front? Then he might have been watching this gap. There he is, and he's in front of Brabbit and co. And that is crucial, I think, for the outcome of this championship and the outcome of this race as well. Sam Swift Ninja is catching quick. Immortal needs to stay out until lap 14 or 15, probably to get the most out of the medium tyres, says Definite Duke there. I think the Immortals pitted just before that one then. Good strat for one stopper, says Jinner as well. This is getting very interesting indeed. Sam could still go to the end, but it will be hard, says Serious Mushroom. Goodness me. So he's a tweener at the moment, isn't he, Sam Swift Ninja? Between a 2 and a 3, between a 1 and a 2 stop, 3 stop. Goodness me, she'll calm down. Morris is still behind Hannington at the moment, who's third at this moment. Great drive so far from Hannington there. Vessier, as Huffy and Vessier swapping position in the Mercedes camp then, and Nameless is still fighting with Riley, and Sebasta has been caught up in this gaggle of cars now as well. No, he hasn't. He's through on the outside, and the Nameless there is defending. Goodness gracious me, that would be an audacious attempt there from Sebasta. Incredible stuff indeed. Just got Cam, who's also now in the facility as well. Both Aston Martins were looking so good coming into this race, especially with Nameless very high up. I think he qualified 5th or 6th in qualifying, but first half collision there or instant has cost him majorly. He's trying to come back through the field now. Gap to the leader, please, says gap to the leader, please, says Definite Duke. There is the gap at the moment then. We are looking at the gap between Immortal and Sam Swift Ninja. There is the gaps on the left-hand side tower then, as Cam is having a sniff there at the Alpine of Sebasta. Of course, he's got his own battle in keeping Alpine at 4th in the Constructors' Championship. And I think Aston Martin are the team that they're chasing down. I believe I need to get my Constructors out in a minute. That's not a euphemism. We just got Morris out passing Hannington and up into 3rd position there. Morris joined superbly well, but I wonder if his tyres are starting to go off towards the end there. Will everyone on the 2-stop accept Immortal or nah, says MHD there. Flippy lost 3 seconds for pitting a lap too late to Mayran. That is the power of the undercut there. Flippy is 3.5 seconds away. Cam has got past teammate Nameless, who's on 5-lap old tyres there, which they are not going to be at their best now that this circuit is surprisingly a bit of a tyre killer, isn't it? Gap is at 9.8 seconds. Immortal's target is the championship leader. Here's Sam Swift Ninja, lap 16 out of 29 here in a very tense affair. He's coming up to his teammate, but Hannington is here to make a name for himself. He is not here then to help Immortal. Yes, he is. He lets Immortal through, and Immortal now up into 4th position. And that is crucial because he would have lost tenths of a second, maybe even seconds out to the gap between himself and Sam Swift Ninja in this one. Right, back to the comments, Sean. Come on. We'll lose all time in Sector 3, says Jinner. Undercut is so powerful in the first couple of laps then. Chazza, official line for Chazza and the McLaren after a superb qualifying in 12th position. Then got out to 10th, but then swapped 10s out of turn 2, unfortunately, for the McLaren driver. Difficult season for Chazza, of course, a former 2-time pole sitter in his ALR gold career. This is what he says. What difficult season, just not enough, sadly, but it's a learning curve. Hats off to everyone in gold standard. Gold, the standard has been absolutely brilliantly. Lobbies will try hard, says Chazza. What the lads will do again. That's the spirit, lad. Absolutely. Better man than me, Chazzo, because I've called it quits in the event league. Just watching. Sebasta is now into 11th position. Equals is in 12th. Nameless down into 13th position at this moment in time. And the gap on the left-hand side is not the interval. That's the gap to the leaders at the moment. And so, of course, we'll keep an eye on that one as this race goes on. Knowles, he's into the pits. He comes out the pits out onto medium tyres there. Here's Sam Swift Ninja. The gap is 3.67, 6 seconds on lap 17 out of 29. Mortal is now lighting up the timing screens. There he is, 25.441, and that is. I've got to get my calculator out in a minute. We're talking about the championship permutations in just a jiffy. Into the pits there comes the second race and ball. It is Hannington. What a season he's having. Into the pits now onto the medium hard compound tires, in and out, shaking all about. As Vesser also in the pits as well, and that is the final stop done for those drivers of the season. Then in gold anyway, you guys. We might see them later on this week. Then Sam Swift Ninja 3.5 seconds. Immortal is charging down. Then he's got a free tire Delta, free tire younger tires than Sam Swift Ninja in this battle. The gap is down to 7.7 seconds. It is coming down hand over fist, and Huffy has lost out to Cam. Savasto is through. Equals is having a sniff. On board with the Red Bull nose cone. We're sitting very close to the future, Savasta, as everyone's in contact. Yellow flag as Tom Huffy is out of the race, and that's a safety car as Huffy is out of the race there, and he somehow crashed at the exit of the chicane here of turn 6 and 7. And now, what is that going to do then? And surely that is going to have to bring the leaders into the pits. And indeed, they come into the pits now. Sam Swift Ninja in the pits. And I think that is undone all of Immortal's strategical gamble here. And that is, the Immortal's going to be furious about that, I think, then. Oh dear. Red Bull nicknamed Sean the Anchor. Getting 2 seconds nearly on Sam in one lap, says Gino. Cam has got a 3 second penalty. What if that's for coming in the pits? Medium tyres, hard tyres. Hard tyres there for Immortal as well. So Sam Swift Ninja has got medium tyres head to the end of this Grand Prix. Morris, a 10 second penalty for Van Von for speeding the pit lane. That's going to be costly. And that is Morris is onto a superb full position. Look at Legends there. He's staying out. Legends is there. And I'm wondering, and Legends is going to be a major thorn then potentially. Is he going to go out? He's got out behind though. Morris has a race at the exit. My goodness gracious me. Gary in 5th position. Hannington in 5th, I should say. So he's just pitted. Brabbit, Cam, Equals, Wiley, Vessier pitted on the last lap as well. Sebasta, Grand Varden, Potster, Nameless, and Knowlesy is going to be able to get a lap back then. Bad luck for Immortal, says Mayran. Absolutely, that safety car then. Safety cars is, well, it's quite infamous around here, isn't it there? But I think Immortal, that is going to be painful for Immortal. He does have the fastest lap, but I think he's going to struggle to hold on to that now, especially with Sam Swift Ninja on those medium tyres. They think it's all over, says Serious Russia. I must say that for once, actually, I do love a safety car, but I think for once, that safety car, I think may have the race is still going to be exciting, but I think that safety car has put a different spin on this one now, hasn't it? I must admit, I was intrigued to see how that strategy is going to work between Immortal and Sam Swift Ninja, but that safety car for Huffy's crash there at the exit of the chicane, I think has put the advantage back into Sam Swift Ninja potentially, but he's got to go. The medium tires should get to the end from here, but I think the hard tires will be a little bit quicker. But as Sam Swift Ninja can just kick off and fly out of the gates there, and he might have an advantage towards the end there. But let's take stock as we're on lap 18 out of 29 here. This could be a very long safety car period as the cars are just catching up here. Both my warnings are from pit lane entries, and that is BS, says Indigo. And Kiki lets Immortal pass everyone. Says Serious Mushroom. As Legends has got a penalty as well. Didn't see. Oh, that was a 10-second penalty. That's going to be cost as well. Van Von might be. No, yes, he's staying out. So let's take stock. Sounds of Ninja in prime position to win the Drivers' Championship for the 4th time in his career. Which is a superb achievement. It really is indeed. Flippy is second. Immortal in position mode. Immortal needs to win. Needs to basically. He doesn't need to win. does he? He needs Sam Swift Ninja to have an issue then, at the very least, because the gap is 8 points at the moment. But at the moment, Sam Swift Ninja is on course to win his 9th race of his season then, and that will clinch in the Drivers' Championship for the 4th time in his career. Flippy is second then. As it stands at the moment for Flippy, that is not enough, though, to clinch him 3rd position in the Drivers' Championship. Immortal is 3rd. He needs to go for broke now. Let's see how that one transpires. I'm surprised they go for medium tyres, to be honest. 4th position is Morris. What a drive for Morris down after a shocking season he's had. Morris could be on course to get his best result of the season. In 4th position, Hannington is in 5th. 6th position is Bravitt. Cam in 7th there. 8th position is Equaz. With 9th position is Riley. Vessier in 10th position. Savasta in 11th. With Van Von 12th. Potstuff in 13th. Nameless is in 14th, with Legends in 15th. Nolsey is in 16th position. Penalty situation, 3 seconds for Van Von, 3 seconds for Riley, a 10-second for Van Von, and 13 seconds for Nolsey. Safety car is coming in this lap, actually. I thought it'd be staying out then. Every lap saves Sam's tyres. Hard luck for Mortal, says Definite Duke. Then Jinner, not yet Duke. If Flippy goes for it, and there's a battle, it's all to play for. Stay in the DRS, Flippy, says MHD. Then 10 laps for the mediums. It's not very good. It's not over yet, says Bayron. Goodness gracious me! Well, the driver's fix is not over then, so that means it's certainly not over then. The safety car, Bernd Mylander is coming. Then it's just the final Thompson, Bernd Mylander in this race then, or this season. Hopefully it is then, as now then these the final 10 laps of the Gold Season 13 World Championship is coming to a crescendo. Final sprint then, the 10 laps across the line. Samsung Ninja then on the medium tyres, and it's now going to break away then ever so slightly from Flippy. And Morton and needs the Rapaldi attack, but luckily for Morton, I think that Morris and Hannington both on the hard tyres, and which gives him a slight, it doesn't give him a disadvantage there. Brabbit is, of course, eyes runner on the medium tyres there. Vessier stayed on the hard tyres, as they fly past me now. Soundswift Ninja is leading the way, and Brabbit is going to have a sniff at the inside of Hannington, but no dice then. He will not have DRS either then, but Morris there is very close to the back with Mortal. I wonder if Morris there might have a sniff, and he could there just go for a lunge here. Here comes Flippy, and Flippy is using all his deployment there to have to just really keep Soundswift Ninja honest and going into the chicane. Cam is diving up to the inside. I think it was too far back anyway on Brabbit then, but the two Haas drivers are superb at the road in their 4th and 6th position. Brilliant stuff indeed, but it's not over yet. Soundswift Ninja once again it's just towing Flippy along nicely. And the Mortal's about 6/10 of a second back at the moment then, as it stands in this incredible enthralling Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Problems there. Nolsey, I think, is just struggling to get to grips then in the Williams car then in the final stage of this Abu Dhabi race then. Sam Swift followed by Flippy, followed by Immortal as well. Morris followed by Hannington, Brabbit, Cam, Equaz, Riley and Vesher. That is the top 10 of this Grand Prix at this moment in time. Back into the front of the field. Lap 21 out of 29 here then. My goodness me, then Sam Swift Ninja set the fast lap of the race, and that would defend him from that fastest lap potential issue for that Immortal could have been, which could also inch him over the Drivers' Champion, inch him over to get in the Drivers' Championship as well. 8 laps to go then to determine who will be the world champion of ALR Silver season 13 of this incredible season we've had, the closest season we've had on record then. So if Mortal wins, if Sam finishes 3rd, yes, because of course the gap is 8 points in the championship. As we come down once again into 6 and 7. Of course, there's 8 points in the Drivers' Championship there. If they finish 2nd, it's looking Cam and Brabbit fighting, and Brabbit there once again in that chicane there seems to have been bullied out of his 6th position there for Brabbit. I think Brabbit's not going to be too happy on that then. So basically, it gets very complicated then if Immortal wins and Sam Swift Ninja is in 2nd with fastest lap, then that is where it's going to get very difficult, I think. Then, as we've got Savasta then, who is fighting with Vessi, who's fighting with Cam as well. Then, of course, Savasta has no penalty, but Cam is at the inside of Vessi, and through he goes. Yellow flag then somewhere out on circle. And what if I say just a yellow flag from the safety car, which has just been stuck on the screen, which is standard stuff indeed. Goodness me, it's gold, Sean. It's gold. Yes, it is gold there. Goodness me. Oh gosh, this has been an incredibly hard, a long season, hasn't it? Goodness me, I'm going to need a cup of cocoa. Nameless down into 50. What a shame for Nameless, because I must admit, I thought that Nameless was going to be having a great drive today, and he deserved a great drive as well. Nameless had a great second half of the season after it started off so badly in the opening stages, but it's been difficult, hasn't it? Sam Swift Ninja leads on the medium tyres. 8/10 of a second the gap is now, but look at this. The top three that waltzed away in the opening stages of this race have now all of a sudden condensed up with that safety car, and Morris is within DRS range of Mortal there. Cam has got past Hannington as well, and Cam is now up into fifth position. What a drive from Cam, incredible stuff indeed. On board with Morris, and you can see just in front of us is Immortal. Immortal's now gained onto the back of Flippy. With that safety car, Immortal is actually been relegated down into third position, but Flippy, though, is not in the championship fight. As he goes for it, though. He's very, very close indeed to Sam Swift Ninja here. Oh my goodness and gracious me, that this is going to be tense, and I gotta say, I'm getting very nervous because my maths is not great at the best of times, so I'm hoping Farfy's got his calculator on the ready. Watching Sam Swift Ninja, 5/10 of a second, there he is, and then we've got Flippy, then we've got Immortal, look at Morris, look at Callum, look at Gary, goodness me, they're all starting to catch up to the back now. It's Sam Swift Ninja's tyres starting to go off after only 5 laps, goodness gracious me, this is going to be an incredible there. Flippy should be close enough in the second there. I said Sam is looking vulnerable, said Serious Pressure. I was getting that inkling as well, but I waited for the driver to say it so I didn't look foolish. Sam Swift Ninja, 6/10 of a second away there, but he gains so much out of the first sector, doesn't he? And I think that's what's helping him keep in front of Flippy at the moment. Of course, Sam Swift Ninja can finish behind Immortal if they are second and third, but if Sam Swift Ninja starts dropping down the order because of his medium tyres have gone to pot, that's where it becomes majorly difficult for the championship outcome for the reigning champion, the 3-time world champion. Brabham is past Hannington as well now, as Hannington is struggling on these hard tyres, and of course it's such a fast-paced Grand Prix. Is gold, and here comes Immortal. He's all over the gearbox of Flippy, the former silver champion. He's going on the outside. No, so Flippy is still marginally ahead into 9. Then Van Vod is past Riley. Van Vod is making a great recovery drive back up into 9th position. I think he does have a penalty though, does he? Does he have a 10-second penalty, does Von? He does, unfortunately, so that is going to be painful for Van Von, unfortunately. I wonder if he should, I think he probably should have served it under the safety car, shouldn't he? But never mind. Sam chose balanced tyre, but Immortal and Flippy chose harder. Can't overuse the tyre, says Jinner. So we come on to lap 24 out of 29 here. This is mega, isn't it? This is the closest showdown we have had in ALR Gold. The closest we came to a championship showdown was Grabsky Boy against Emerson in Season 2, where, but sadly Emerson's championship hopes came short at the exit of Turn 2 when him and Murphy came to blows at Turn 2, then, which effectively ended Emerson's chance of his first driver's championship. And also, I think that it also Murphy and Emerson were still sending Christmas cards to each other in that Christmas Eve. It was a bit of both drivers blamed each other. Going down into the chicane once again on lap 24 out of 29 then, as we are in the final stages of this Grand Prix, the final stages of this driver's championship. On board Morris, who is really having a great race there. A terrible season for Morris, but this could potentially become a great race and get his first podium in the season then. So once again then, as this time it's a bit more calmer down the far end of the pit lane circuit. Cam is now in DRS range as well. Brabham is about 2 seconds away at the moment. It's Vessier, Riley and Savassa having a great scrap for 10th, 11th, 12th, and Pot Stuff and the Legends in for 12th, 13th and 14th. Nameless there in 15th position with Alex struggling on those hard medium tyres down in 16th position, unfortunately. Back at the front there, Flippy has dropped back now to 7/10 of a second. Sam Swift Ninja, I'm wondering if he's looking after these tyres well, but how can you look after these tyres with so many cars behind you? It is difficult indeed. This could be Flippy in the script, says Serious Mushroom. Oh, goodness me. I'll give you that one, Mushroom. That was good. But my goodness gracious me. this is an absolute incredible end to the season. I'm going to be honest, I'm a little lost for words, to be fair, because this has been a tense affair, hasn't it, all the way through the season. And Morris could become a major factor in this as well. Goodness gracious me, did anyone factor the Haas cars get involved? Maybe Brabbit. I'm not sure about Morris, as Kaz is passed Equals as Kaz is up to a finish with a 10-second penalty. Riley is passed, no, Vessier's passed Riley, and Riley's down into 10th position now. Look at how much they just Constantina up there behind them. Look at that then, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th, all fighting for that final point. As I've lost them, what's happened? As look at this then, it's Sam Swift Ninja, and they're fighting. Sam Swift Ninja's got on the inside, so Flippy's on the outside, and Flippy takes the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but Flippy's got on the outside. Sam Swift Ninja tries to hold him up, but Flippy takes the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix with just 5 laps to go, and oh my goodness gracious me, so Sam Swift Ninja, who had the leader's advantage, has lost the lead then on lap 25 and 29 here. Good gracious me, and now Immortal is now starting to also get in the gets a very feisty there as well. If Immortal passes Sam Swift Ninja, if Immortal passes Flippy, he will be World Drivers Champion in this one. Oh my word, and Cam and Morris are now fighting, and now also in the facility as well, and this is incredible stuff indeed. Flippy, Sam Swift Ninja, Immortal, Morris and Cam. Morris, Cam and Flippy are not in the Drivers' Championship. Sam Swift Ninja is. Sam Swift Ninja has DRS there, and is going to try and get back past Flippy. I'm wondering if he might resist the urge to overtake that. Oh, but no, he does down the inside, and he just about stops, does he? He does. He is up in his second position there, and he's now through. And next target is Flippy as well here. My goodness gracious me. And now Immortal needs to get past Flippy here. Sam Swift Ninja is in major peril here in this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Oh my word. In all the 19-20 races we've had in the last 4 laps, this is where the championship is coming down to the wire. Mega stuff indeed. Flippy is still in the way. Immortal did not get through. He's 1 position away from being crowned champion. He needs to pass Flippy. But not only that, he needs to pass and probably get out of DRS range as quickly as possible. On board with Sam Swift Ninja, who is still champion as it stands here at the moment. So that is the crucial factor for Sam Swift Ninja. He doesn't have to panic, but he's done 9 laps on those medium tyres now. That might be the factor in this one there. Go Immortal, it's now or never. Oh my goodness gracious me. Sam needs to just hold on to Flippy's DRS there, as we got Immortal now up into 2nd position in this one. Oh my good grief. This is absolutely incredible. And whoever's... Whoa! As Immortal almost had an issue there, and that's going to hurt his momentum down this back straight. And Sam Swift Ninja could be back through. Who said that this race is going to be serious in 2016? It absolutely is, isn't it? As goodness me, but instead of 4 cars, we got 5 cars out fighting for the lead of this race. Locking up there was Flippy. Oh, incredible stuff indeed then as we accelerate out of turn 7, and now once again down this back straight, Immortal is now gaining. This is it, as Mayran said, it is now or never, but Flippy is just defending his line on lap 27 out of 29 here. As it stands, Immortal is not the champion then, because he needs to get past Flippy as it stands. Immortal is on 18 points at the moment. Sam Swift Ninja, I think, is on 16, because I think that he has a fastest lap advantage as well. So as it stands at the moment, the lead is down to 6 points then in the World Drivers' Championship there. Oh my goodness gracious me. Lap 20 out of 29 then, as coming out of the final turn then. So Flippy leads, Immortal second, Sam Swift is in 3rd position, but Morris is now starting to really put the pressure on Sam Swift in 4th position then. Oh my goodness gracious me, the second to last lap, the penultimate lap then of this ALR World Drivers' Championship. Van Von is back in the pits, as I wonder if Van Von might be going for fast lap, which will then add an extra spice in this incredible Grand Prix. And my goodness gracious me, Sam Swift Ninja's got 2 more laps to go. Can his medium tyres hang on? Immortal needs to get past, so doesn't he? But Sam Swift Ninja then could get past and keep himself in the Drivers' Championship. Now Immortal's going to have to get defensive here. He does get defensive there. So Sam Swift goes on the outside. Contact between the 2 championship rivals. And so Sam Swift Ninja going to go up and under, and Immortal is fighting, but but he leaves him just about enough space, and Sam Swift Ninja's back in second position, and is back in front of his championship rival. And Mortal then he's going to try and get back past now. He's going for the inside, but Sam Swift defends on the outside. Contact between the two cars once again. It is getting feisty between the two championship rivals here. And now Morris now all over the gearbox of the racing ball driver of Mortal in this final showdown here in Abu Dhabi. Sam Swift Ninja is back in a championship winning position with just one lap to go of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Oh my word, then all of the races, all of the corners there, all of the laps we have done, and it comes down to lap 29 of round 20 in the World Drivers' Championship of Gold, and Immortal is 0.6 of a second away at the moment. Last lap of this race then, oh my word, then this is absolute mega stuff indeed. Then the gap is 6 points then. Well, it's not anymore because Sam Swift Ninja's outscoring Immortal then. Lap 29 then, Flippy is on course there to potentially win his third race of his career and of the season, which has been a superb season there for Flippy. Absolute mega stuff indeed. Of course, if Immortal gets through, that's good, but it's still not enough for winning the Drivers' Championship there. He needs Sam Swift Ninja to drop down a further 2 positions there at the very least, and Cam's dropped off the back as well. It's not looking good enough now for Immortal then on lap 29 and 29 here. Flippy, who is still in the lead and has now got quite a comfortable-ish margin in this one there, but comfortable-ish then, but Flippy, what a drive there, of course. Flippy going for his third Grand Prix win of his career of gold. Then what a season has the silver champion had then. No Immortal should not lose. Flippy's DRS there, as now we come into the final couple of corners now. It's very difficult to overtake here, isn't it? And Sam Swift Ninja is almost done enough, and as we come into the final couple of corners now of what has been a fantastic race, and we've got a problem with an Alpine there, as Flippy wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix to win his third race of the season. Sam Swift Ninja wins the World Championship for the 4th time in his career. Sam Swift Ninja is a 4-time World Champion there. What a superb achievement there. Wow. Season 10, 11, 12, and now 13 for Sam Swift Ninja. He is the World Drivers' Champion of ALR Gold. Season 13, what a comeback he's had then over the second half of the season. It was all done and dusted, wasn't it? We thought then after for the season where Immortal's been leading it since Miami, but Sam Swift Ninja retook the lead in the Drivers' Championship and has now been crowned the 4-time World Champion for Sam Swift Ninja. What an incredible end there, and the Sam Swift Ninja, 4-time world champion. An absolutely incredible season that was there, and he somehow withstood the pressure of Immortal and Flippy as well, plus Morris and Cam there, who is also in the facility as well. It was pressure cooker, but Sam Swift Ninja held his nerve there and has been crowned a 4-time World Drivers' Championship there. Hats off to Sam Swift Ninja. What an incredible achievement there. And Legends gets the fastest lap of the race as well then to end a very good season for Kickstarter, but of course not enough to be crowned Constructors' Championship. For the first time in Sam Swift Ninja's career, I think it's the first time he's not been crowned a Constructors' Champion, I believe. No, I'm telling him, he was only a 2-time Constructors' Champion, but he is a 4-time Drivers' Champion there. What an absolute achievement it has been there for Sam Swift Ninja. And I must say, they didn't make it easy, did they, for me? Goodness gracious me. Absolutely incredible stuff indeed. Wowza, says Equals. All right, that was then, as we've also got GG, Sam, and Immortal. What a season. Final classification then. Flippy won his 3rd Grand Prix of his career in incredible circumstances. Well, then, and Flippy is looking set fair to be a part of that championship fight next season, I have no doubt. Sam Swift Ninja, second today, 4-time world champion. Immortal, what an incredible season it's been for Immortal. I think it's going to be devastating for Immortal at this moment, but he's the only driver to run it so close close to Sam Swift Ninja. Morris rolling into the season then, up into 4th position. Brabbit 5th. Cam down into 6th. I don't know what happened to Cam. Equal 7th. Haddington 8th. Vester 9th. Potstuff getting a point in 10th position. Riley 11th. Sebastian down in 12th with Nameless. Legends getting the fast lap in 14th. Knowlesy 15th. Van Vom down into 16th position. Retirements. Huffy got that fastest, got the collision, of course, the safety car. Chazza, Mad Manx, and Cody all out of this Grand Prix as well. Only 16 runners remained out of the 20 that started in that epic championship showdown here in Abu Dhabi. And we got the World Drivers Champion then in the comms box as well. Soundswift Ninja. That is an incredible feat then. It was so tough towards the end, but firstly, what are your feelings and thoughts?
Surprised. I mean, I didn't think I would have the chance of even getting anywhere close to winning this championship with how far I was back in the middle point of the season. So to, I mean, even have an advantage going into the final race, and even talks of me even winning the championship was it was more or less a miracle, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it's this one's probably on par with my first one. This is probably the best one yet, because I mean I had to full on really try for it in the final race. I mean, in the even though in the final race I didn't have pace whatsoever. I was just lucky I managed to get into first at one point in the race and managed to keep it for most of it, because they weren't going for moves as often. Because I mean, if Flippy and AC would have passed me like earlier, I would have just been nowhere, because I didn't have any pace in that final stint, because I didn't have an extra set of hards, because I didn't get to choose. I forgot to choose the harder compound, so I was stuck with the fresh set of mediums for the final stint. And I mean, they were already dead. They felt crap after like 3 laps. So I mean, that was literally more or less one push lap after the safety car. They felt rubbish. So I was very surprised that I managed to stay in front for so long, and obviously that helps me win this championship, which I'll take.
I must say, after that safety car came in, we was all saying you looked a bit vulnerable out there, and I think your words certainly sound it as well. How you had Flippy overtook you, but then the cars behind you queuing up then, and you said that those tires were not feeling too great. Then how was that probably the most difficult part of the season for yourself?
Yeah, them final few laps was definitely the most painful part of the entire season, I'd say. Honestly, it was not fun to race those last few laps, and I mean, I enjoy driving this circuit, but I absolutely hated it for the last 5 laps of that race.
And at the halfway through the race, we did have a safety car, which kind of threw everything into the mix. Would you have rather that safety car not come and then everyone bunched up, or did that help you potentially in potentially repelling Immortal? Because he was on a slightly different strategy, 3-lap younger tyres than yourself at that stage. Then, do you think the safety car helped or hindered you in this one?
I'm not quite sure, because I mean, he was getting about half a second a lap on the fresh set of tyres, so he would have probably got right behind me on lap 28, lap 27, 8, and even the final lap anyway, so it literally would have been the exact same as the safety car. I would have just had to keep like defending for the last 3 laps, etc. So honestly, either way, I was screwed, because I mean, AC had the outright pace around here. I had no pace compared to him, so I'm just lucky that I managed to just outperform what my pace is normally in the race pace. Because I mean, my race pace, even though in my opinion it was horrible, it came in clutch for me winning this. Me winning this title anyway.
And of course, we've mentioned that the course of the season and potentially qualifying has been might be your Achilles heel, but a great qualifying session once again, which got you on the front row with Immortal. Then you even out-dragged Immortal into that very short run down into turn 1. A Lewis Hamilton-esque inspired start there from 2014. That start, do you think that was one of the most crucial parts of this race today? There are so many crucial elements, but do you think that start and get you in front really set you on your way?
Yeah, because if I would have been behind AC for the first few laps, he would have definitely pulled away and been like nearly 2 seconds in front because he was miles quicker than me. Obviously, people joke that I constantly say I sandbag and stuff like that, but if I was comparing the race pace for the last few laps to what it could have been the entire race, then he would have easily gapped me out of DRS within the first few laps. So me being in front of him for the first stint was literally I'd probably have a very high percentage of why I managed to win this championship also. So
Really good stuff. We'll come back to you in a bit, Sam Swift, as you just talk about your season as a whole. Flippy, talking about season as a whole, you've been a fantastic driver this season. You're fourth in the championship, I think, in the end there. But you've been probably the most successful driver to come up from silver to gold in their first season in the history of ALR. But what an incredible season you've had in your third Grand Prix win today. But I've got to say, the first stint there, it was you, Sam Swift, and Immortal just absolutely pulling away from the rest of the field. You had mega pace today.
Yeah, today the race was just like almost perfect, I would say, but like it's just a shame that I couldn't get like third in championship, but still got the win. I think yeah, the main reason that we pulled away so much is just the chaos at I think turn one. I think yeah, there was just loads of dive bombs or just moves behind, so then we just kind of capitalized and gapped away. But yeah, the race was just yeah, the safety car saved me a lot. I don't think I would have been able to catch Sam without a safety car. Just yeah, just really good race in general today.
It certainly was. And same question I'm going to ask. I asked Sam Swift. I'm going to ask you that safety car that came out through a curveball because you did elevate yourself in front of Immortal because Immortal stayed out, but you did lose 3 seconds pitting a lap later than Sam Swift Ninja. Was that a strategical error, or was that thinking about keeping the tires in check before that safety car came out?
I think sandbox lap 9. I think that's the absolute 9 or 10. I think was it 9? If it was 9, yeah. If it was 9, then I think that's the absolute minimum, earliest that you can box. And my tire in general was worse than Sam, so like I think lap 10 is the earliest I can go. So yeah, it's just basically my tire has always been worse than most of the top pack just because of my throttle kind of application and skill is not as advanced. Just like I get wheel spin like pretty easily compared to the other top guys. But yeah, that safety car really just saved me because yeah, the 4 second undercut on one lap was actually crazy. I don't know how Sam pulled it off, but Sam was just really quick like just throughout the season anyway. So I guess it's not really of a surprise to be honest.
And then towards the end of the race, it got very tense as the two championship rivals was fighting behind you. And of course, you went for a lunge on Sam Swift Ninja as well. Did you do that lunge because you felt Sam Swift was going to jump out your way, knowing that he's fighting for the championship, or was you not even concerned about the championship? You was only concerned about you getting your third win of the season.
I think the main reason I went for that move on that exact lap was just because my engine was overheating. Because I knew you would lose so much more like straight line speed and stuff and engine power. Because my engine was on I think it was 138 degrees that lap. It was on 140 for the first and I was just losing so much engine power. So I knew that I had to go with it that lap. If not, Immortal could have had a chance to like overtaking me and I would be like third. So yeah, and also like it's just because I'm more comfortable being in front and just having control of the race. I just kind of like don't like being in between two fast guys. Basically, I want to either be like at the back and just try to capitalize like what I did at the first stint, or just control the race and like as a whole.
And this is your third Grand Prix win of the season, in your debut season in gold as well. Looking towards next season, I feel that with that consistency coming your way, especially in the latter stage of this one, you could be up fighting with Immortal and Sam Swift for the championship next season and making it a freeway. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's a step too far, or are you now gunning for that gold championship to finally rip that crown away from Sam, who's basically had it for 4 seasons now?
Um, I wouldn't get too ahead of myself right now, but I mean, like the pace towards the end of the season, I was basically I could fight for wins and podiums like consistently, like I think for the last kind of 8-ish races. But it's just kind of consistency throughout the season and across different tracks, and like it's just because Moto and Sam is just so consistent for like different tracks throughout the calendar, and just they both have like dominant kind of streaks. So it's just hard to kind of keep up with the points kind of swing because they just get so many points in like, let's say, like a five race kind of like period. I guess it's just if I can consistently bang on podiums, race after race, then maybe. But I would much rather just aim for like P3 again, like next season. But we'll see.
Really good stuff today. Oops, really good stuff today. Well done, Flippy. Brilliant job to your third win of the season. That's magnificent stuff indeed. Fantastic. Let's come back to Sam Swift then. You're now a four-time world champion, and of course you've now equaled Emerson with the most number of wins with 33 as well. You got double the championships that anyone else has in ALR Gold history. You've been superb. This season, as you look back at this season, then what was the turning point for you? I was saying in commentary, it was maybe Monza where you had issue after issue and retired from the Grand Prix. And then after that race, then you got podium after podium, win after win. And certainly what an incredible end to the season you had. But what do you feel, looking back on the season, those 20 races that really got you back in this championship fight and got you to win as well?
Well, I'd probably say, like you said just then, probably the last few races, they were the only tracks that I'm actually like really quick at this on the game, to be honest. Because I mean, in the middle point of the season and especially the start of the season, I was averagely qualifying like 13th and only just scraping to get podiums, and most of the time I was only getting like P5 at best. So yeah, definitely the back end of the season was a big reason why I managed to come back in the championship and even be in the head going into the final race. But I mean, like I just said as well, obviously I had good points of the season. I think even Flippy said it. I had obviously the back end of the season, which was like my bread and butter circuits. It's the only circuits I'm really good at on the F1 games. I mean, if you look back at the start of the season, apart from the first two races I managed to win, which I don't even know how I managed to win them two, because I wasn't even that good at them circuits. I mean, I was awful. I was getting an average qualifying position of 13th, so yeah, it was this season was a bit like obviously it was a shock, but not in a bad way, but in a good way of just like, because obviously people say I've been dominant for like the last 3 seasons, and obviously I have been winning championships with like multiple rounds to go, and it's been easier for me in the back end of the season. So it was quite a big reality check at the start of the season and the midpoint of the season of just how good everyone else is and how maybe I've fallen off, to be honest.
And and of course, you said earlier on the potential is probably one of your best, better championships. I certainly think it's one of your best. Certainly, especially with the pressure cooker that you were coming under, it was a different type of pressure. Would you agree with? Do you think, as you just had like about reflection, you've only probably had about 10-15 minutes to think about it, but do you think that this is your top tier championship, your best? Certainly, it's my favorite of yours.
Yeah, I'd say it was one of my best in a different way, because I could probably say that the second one, which was the first season on F1 24, was probably also one of my best, because I mean I managed to win like 11 races and I was dominating most of the races and managed to get like 400 points by the end of it. So that was also a great season, because I could see myself as the absolute best by a country mile, like no one was near me. But yeah, this one's also probably equally, if the best, if not probably, like you said, just slightly better, because I mean I didn't have even though people say I do in the Discord and in comments etc and stuff like that, I sandbag constantly. I mean I legitimately didn't have the pace this entire season. If AC was quicker than me for most of it, if not all of it, in terms of pure one lap pace, and then by the end of it, even Flippy for half a season was quicker than me in terms of one lap pace. So to manage to win a championship when I'm not even the outright fastest. I mean, even when Lucas was involved, he was quicker than me in qualifying, etc. And there was loads of other people. But yeah, to win a championship when I'm not really outright fastest is definitely going to be one of the best championships I've won.
And then, of course, it's all about thinking about. We're already thinking about next season, going for your 5th title. Then, of course, maybe similar to Booker T. But what are you going to be doing? What are you going to be doing between the downtime and then coming into season 14 and going for your 5th title? What is a world champion going to do?
I don't want to disappoint anyone, but I even though I've wanted to obviously get the win, I already said multiple times in the comments box about I want to break every single record before stopping, but obviously this is going to sound like I'm just bailing out because I'm not as good as I used to, but I mean, this game has been pretty rubbish for racing, and to be honest, it's not this season, even though obviously I've won, this season's been not entertaining whatsoever, playing this game. So there was honestly there's a big part of me thinking that I might stop after this season, but I mean, unless there's like a certain, I mean, obviously the days changed as well, which means it's probably less likely for me to do another season, but we'll see. But if there's anything to do with rule changes to make the racing any better, then it'll be a higher chance of me doing another season. But the racing, honestly, even though obviously people are going to say this season's obviously been entertaining because it was a final race showdown for the championship, etc. In terms of racing, it's been pants because there's been no racing. It's just literally following behind, and then being miles behind people in the corners because of dirty air, and then the slipstream and DRS is just useless unless you go for a stupidly low wings, which I mean only AC and Flippy etc. by the looks of it can withstand on most circuits and pull out the best of them. So I mean, it's getting to the point where it's like it's not really fun anymore to obviously it's fun to win championships and stuff like that and win the races, but like in terms of an enjoyment level for the racing, it's been pants in my opinion. So it's like, do I really want to do another season of already knowing what because the thing is, it's obviously it's still the same game, so you already know who the top guys are going to be and all that lot, and the pace wise, and my pace, honestly my pace has been going down for most of the races this season compared to obviously previous seasons on 24 and 23, so if there's ever a time to call it quits when you know it's time, when you're being rubbish compared to you used to, then probably to the times now. But I mean, we'll see if there's different rule changes to making the racing a bit better, i.e. doing like mandatory 2 stops etc or something like that, or if there's any other way, or make it so you ban the hard tyres or something. So it's because I mean most of the strategies, obviously I know that AC did a different strategy today etc, but I mean most people do medium hard, so the racing is boring even though I know it helps people with races because it's something to do with safety car, because if a safety car comes out, most people just do medium hard and then the race is sorted and done. It's just literally follow the leader for 20 odd laps. So I don't know, I mean we'll see what happens, but I think there's a high chance that this might be my final race, but we'll see.
Ooh, and if that is the case, then let me just read off your attributes. And it's because you've now equaled Emerson's 33 Grand Prix wins, which has been the record since season 6. That's incredible stuff, indeed. And you've now got your 51st podium in your 71 Grand Prix starts. Only 2 retirements, 4 drivers' championships, 9 driver of the days, and 12 fastest laps. I can't do the points tally at the moment because I got me myself,
Yeah,
but incredible.
it's not like I mean, thanks for the stats and all, but I mean, I'm not saying it's a guaranteed, but it's just I mean, obviously with the change of day, it makes it probably less likely for me to do it. But even if the day wasn't changed, like I said, if there's any type of rule change you can do to make it so it's entertaining racing and make it so it's a bit more enjoyable, then I might stay. But I mean, By the looks of it, I think this is probably going to be my final race.
And if that is, you've been an absolute superb competitor and undefeated in ALR Gold Championship since Stead has been foot in Season 10. In incredible stuff indeed. Congratulations, Sam Swift Ninja. What a drive
Thanks.
to get. What a drive to get in your 4th championship, and what an absolute competitor you've been. It's been a bit of a machine, hasn't he? Since stepping foot into ALR Gold. Fantastic stuff indeed. That is it for gold. Silver tomorrow night. Then the championships have been wrapped up there for silver. So we're going to have a bit of a fiesta. And then, of course, on Tuesday night, there's a 3-way battle between Sam's already won it. Between Smithfield Mighty, between Hungry Stars and Reflection as well. I cannot wait for that one. That one's going to be superb stuff indeed. Gold is finished now until 2026. Then we'll resume battle on the 5th or 6th of Jan, something like that. But we still got the driver draw to do. We still got the season review and the awards to do as well. So there's still a lot to come from ALR. But of course, we've still got 2 more races to go in silver and then in bronze on tomorrow night and Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow night. Knowlesy will see you on Tuesday night. Goodbye from gold. What a season it's been.